Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with a good friend, student of mine, and somebody who's creating amazing content for all of you, John Sterling. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome.
Awesome, man. Why is my screen flipping out? Here we go. So let's set up what we are about to look at together. What are we going to look at?
We're going to look at real estate market cycles.
And how many cycles are we going to talk about?
4 of them.
Awesome. Do you want to read them off real quick before we pull up the doc?
Sure. Phase 1 is the recovery upcycle. Phase 2 is the expansion, accelerating upcycle.
Yep.
Phase 3 is a hyper oversupply down cycle. And phase 4 is the recession down cycle.
Very cool. So let's take a look at what John has put together for us. And I will pull it up. So again, this is a graphic that many of you have probably seen, talking about the real estate market cycles. I'm trying to level set this here. So again, phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, starting in the lower left, going up over to the right and down. All right, real estate does operate in cycles. Now, all real estate is local, know your area, but builders build, lenders lend, realtors sell. Individuals go through their own, right? I've always studied the consumer. Sometimes they're fearful, sometimes they're greedy. Everything goes through a cycle. So, John, how do you want to do this? Do you just want to go section by section?
Sure.
All right, so scroll down. So we're going to talk about the recovery and upcycle first. What do you got for us there?
Well, recovery, as you can see, there's lots of characteristics here. It's a buyer's market for recovery.
Yep.
And under housing, you'll see some characteristics on each of the phases. Supply, construction, time on the market, property values, prices, occupancy, vacancy, rents. You know, it just there's a lot of data here.
Yeah. So again, this will be in the bonus section. We'll put this in the free course as well. Really, when I think about this, because I've invested through this. A lot of people watching this channel have not been through a full cycle. I've been through a full cycle and a half already. You know, when we're looking at, phase 1 down here, this recovery, it is usually coming off a pretty negative base where people are hurt and scared. And it does kind of start slowly and build on itself. It is, in my opinion, the longest cycle in this, because it starts so slowly, right? The consumer is, early adopters, right? Very few guys like me who are buying down at the bottom, and then it starts to pick up energy. It's the longest duration, in my opinion, having been through this. What else can I say? Yeah, construction, because a lot of builders went out of business. So what we did last time is last time builders were building 50, 60, 100 units at a time. They got burned, bankrupt. Now they're building 5 or 10. Some only build after being bought, right? They sell on pictures. So again, it's definitely, it's when the consumer is most scared, but investors get excited.
Best time to purchase and buy properties.
Yeah, right at the beginning of this. Absolutely. All right. So then phase 2, this is the expansion and accelerate. Yeah, this is when you start going to real estate meetups and there's guys at the front of the stage like me saying, man, I made $100,000 already. Oh, I'm loving life. And then other people start to pile in. And this is where the herd comes in my opinion.
The herd.
Yeah. Just more and more people start to pile in. Again, this is a long cycle. I would say the up cycle in real estate is 6 to 12 years, where the down cycles are like 2 to 4, because when they get bad, they get bad. But the up cycles, they really do build on themselves.
Long climbs, sudden drops.
There you go. Well said. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely time on market's decreasing. People are starting to down select. This is the problem, I think, with Airbnb, frankly. I think Airbnb 2 years ago, class A, waterfront, great views. Now, I'm going to turn this know nothing house into an Airbnb. I don't think that's going to work out long term. So
Well, you can see as you get into the expansion, vacancy starts decreasing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's what justifies new construction.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, the foreclosures are going down, if at all, at this point, right? Because prices, people who buy have ability to list and sell. Another thing you'll see in this cycle is real estate agents. You'll see record numbers of real estate agents. That's what we've seen here recently. More people are licensed with for real estate now than ever before. These are just things that happen when it's easy. People come out and they think it's always easy, and of course, it's not that easy.
Well, with all my research this last week, foreclosures, I couldn't find too much data as it related to these quadrants on foreclosures. Well, maybe you could.
Yeah, I could talk about that. Yeah, so foreclosures coming into the cycle. So I'll go back to the picture, right? In phase one, right at the beginning of this, foreclosures are pretty plentiful. This is actually what I was buying because it's coming off a recession. What people don't understand about foreclosures is they take forever. I think California's average foreclosure time in the last crisis was over 800 days, which if you do the math, that's more than 2 years. So in a recovery phase, you are still buying foreclosures and short sales. By the time we get to expansion, they're gone. There's very few because we're not adding more, right? The time from dot one here in the lower left to the middle, that's probably 2 to 4 years. And the positive energy is building. Once we get to year 4, again, just using that as an example, not very many foreclosures. We go here to the very top, almost none. The only foreclosures we have are people who passed away or divorced and they don't want to work with the banks. Then what you have down here is you're starting to see foreclosure filings. You're seeing delinquency spike. We're in a recession. And then at the very bottom, foreclosures show up. So having been through a cycle and a half, it's pretty consistent. Foreclosures have a long tail. YouTube channels that talk about foreclosures impacting 2022 don't know what they're talking about. We will have foreclosure filings in 2022, but they won't show up as inventory until 2023 or 2024. So that's my experience.
Well, that's comes from an expert that has been in it for a long time, 20 years now, right?
Yep, 20, 21, 22 years. Yep. So we'll round this out with phase 3, hyper and oversupply.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where we are today, in my opinion. It's a seller's market. Demand is actually starting to decrease. I think we're having demand destruction and supply destruction. Construction's moderating. We're going to see cancellations. We are here, in my opinion, right now. Right. Of these 4 quadrants, this is the one it feels like we're in right now. Interest rates are increasing. Hello. Right.
Yes.
Confidence beginning to drop. Hello. Unemployment, it's still decreasing, but I think it increases this year. I think this pandemic has made it really, really interesting. Yeah. If you want to sell, absolutely right. Best time to sell. Top dollar. Yeah, refi. This is the best time. Right, if you wanted to recycle capital, now is the time. This is where we're at. I think going back to the picture, I think we're right up here. We're right near the peak. You can argue we're on the left, on the right. I see some markets on the left. I think most are on the right. We are in for interesting times. Affordability is going to drop. Affordability is going to drop. Any other thoughts
higher
about
prices?
Yep.
Yeah.
Higher prices, higher rates. And then as we round it out, phase 4, recession, the down cycle. Again, I think a recession happens. I think it happens late next year. If the Fed is lucky, maybe it's not into next year, it's the year after. But recessions are part of the business cycle. It's just like forest fires. They happen to clear out the underbrush. Zombie companies need to go away. Bad allocators need to lose money. It will happen. In housing, it will eventually go back to a buyer's market. It happens all the time. It is a cycle for a reason. Any other thoughts?
That's well, let me look at number 4 there. Mm-hmm. The opportunity is buy properties for rock bottom prices.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. Again, walk by the prices. And again, we got to be careful when we say this, right? I don't know that we're going to have price destruction this time, for example, but what we might have is the ability to do creative financing, because I promise you, there will still be people that need to sell for death, divorce, job transfers, but maybe they have no equity, but they will have this thing called a 30-year mortgage. I hope to take over VA loans at 2.5% because I can hold in cash flow where maybe the Army reservist or whatnot needs to go somewhere else because they're transferred and they can't sell. I'll rent it. I'll get it. I'll take the loan. I hope to get some more data about sub 2 in the course because I think it'll be a great strategy in the years to come.
Yes, most officers move every 3 years.
There you go.
So buying houses isn't always wise unless they're getting real close to retirement.
Yeah, exactly right. So again, these are things, these are where opportunities happen. I think the time now is to do the work. It's always a great day to do a great deal. It is easier. What we need is motivated sellers. And again, where we are at in this cycle, motivated sellers are the easiest to find on the right side of this graph. We are at the top, arguably on the right side of this. So it is only going to get easier to find motivated sellers. I will tell you that too many people are worried about price. We may have some price destruction. We may have some people be motivated and take haircuts. The market is not going to crash, but you may find opportunities in your market to find motivated sellers. They will take haircuts. So I'm excited by what's coming. John, thank you for doing this. Any other closing thoughts about the market quadrants?
No, I think we covered it in a good summary.
Very cool, folks. And again, you will find this video and this attachment in the free course in the bonus section, as well as my paid course in the bonus sections. So John, I want to thank you for all you do. It has been wonderful. You have a wonderful weekend. Okay.
Same to you.
Thank
See
you,
you
bud.
next time.
You got it.